Let's talk about foods that can help reduce your hot flushes if you are going through the perimenopause and menopause phase of your life. So this is aimed at women over 40. However, if you are not a woman over 40, keep watching, because even if you started incorporating these into your diet now, it's going to have a great effect on your body anyway. If you are going through the perimenopause and menopause phase of your life, you may experience one of the most common symptoms, which is hot flushes. Now, I am 42, almost 43, and I have started experiencing hot flushes. Yes, we are in a heat wave, but prior to that, usually around a certain time of the month, I seem to get more hot flushes, and they are not pleasant and they are very uncomfortable, but it's part of the journey. So I started doing a little bit more digging. I already knew some of the foods that I could already eat that would help reduce the hot flushes, but I started doing a little bit more research, and today I want to share with you what those foods are that will not stop your hot flushes but may help reduce them. And before I go any further, I just want to say that every woman is different. Every perimenopause and menopause journey is different, so try some of these foods. If it does not work for you, try something else. So just remember that it's not all these foods are going to help you, because you and your journey is very unique. So it might be a little bit of trial and error, but let me give you the list of things that you could possibly eat that will help reduce your hot flushes. If you don't know me, my name is Rachel. I am a fitness and wellbeing enthusiast. I'm also a trained fitness instructor, dance teacher, and menopause coach. And on this channel, I like to share my workouts with you, but also like to give you information to help you live a healthier and happier life. So let's get into the first one. And the first food that you could incorporate more into your daily diet would be soy foods. The food soy comes from is tofu, edamame, tempeh, and unsweetened soya milk. Soy has a compound called isoflavorans, which is a mild estrogen-like effect in the body. There are some studies that have shown that having more soy in your diet can actually help reduce the frequency and the severity of your hot flushes. So if you do not have soy in your diet right now, maybe look at adding a little bit more soy into your daily food, your daily meals. If you don't like tofu or tempeh or unsweetened almond milk, try edamame. It can be chopped in salads, chopped in lots of different dishes, or you could just eat it raw as a snack. They're really, really nice, and it's got a great way of getting some soy into your diet. The second food is foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids. So these things include salmon, mackerel, sardines, walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. Now, there have been studies which show that it can help reduce your hot flushes, but it's a little bit mixed. But it's definitely good to have in your diet anyway, because it supports your heart and brain health, which is really important, because another symptom we have with perimenopause is brain fog. So adding in omega-3 fatty acids, you get chia seeds and flax seeds you can put over salads, you can have in yogurt, you can make a chia pudding, and then obviously you got your sardines, your mackerel, and even walnuts. But obviously walnuts, being nuts, are highly calorific, so just a small amount of nuts per day will actually help with your overall heart and brain health. But again, like I said at the beginning, everybody's journey is different, so it's a bit more of trial and error, but it still doesn't hurt in adding these things into your daily diet for your overall health and well-being anyway. Now, the third thing is some really colourful vegetables. So these are things like berries, leafy greens, broccoli, peppers, and tomatoes. So we should be having half of our plate on every single meal as fruit or vegetables, whether it's I like to have my fruit for breakfast and I like to have my vegetables at lunch and dinner. I don't really like to have vegetables in the morning. I'm not a savoury breakfast person. But these particular foods, the colourful foods, are rich in antioxidants and can provide fibre as well as support your overall health during the perimenopause. So adding in these whole foods into your daily diet will actually not only help reduce the hot flushes that you are experiencing, but it will also help with your overall well-being as you go through the journey of the perimenopause and menopause. Number 4 is calcium and vitamin D rich foods. Now again, none of these foods or I've mentioned so far in any of them are going to directly stop your hot flushes, but they can reduce the frequency and severity of said hot flushes. And even if it doesn't, it's going to have a huge benefit on your overall health. So calcium and vitamin D rich foods are going to be important because it helps with our bones. And as we go through this particular phase of our life, our bones become weaker, which is why we have to strength train. And if you haven't seen my video on strength training, I'll link that in the description box below for you. But as we get older, our bones naturally become weak because we're getting less estrogen into our body. Our less estrogen, which helps our bone health, is not getting there as much. So therefore, eating these particular foods is going to help overall while you'll go through the perimenopause and menopause phase of your life. So these foods include things such as yogurt, kefir, milk, fortified plant milk. So I'm an almond milk girl. I don't like whole milk. I don't like any cow's milk or soy milk or oat milk. I just prefer almond milk. So let me know what milk you drink. Tofu that is made with calcium, also sardines with bones, are going to be great foods for you to eat to get your calcium and vitamin D rich foods into your daily diet to help your overall journey of the perimenopause and menopause stage. Now, as we go through this journey, we want to try and keep our blood sugar levels as level as possible. We don't want any huge spikes or don't want any low dips in our blood sugar. So eating these foods daily is going to help you keep your blood sugar level, so it will not obviously spike any hot flushes, and it will keep them down in frequency so you won't have as much of them. If you are not having these in your diet, it would be a great idea to start incorporating more of these to help with all of the symptoms, especially hot flushes, as you go through this journey. If our blood sugar is not level, we can feel irritable, we can have low energy, we can have really bad mood swings, and we may just find it harder to cope, not just going through life, but especially when you're experiencing all these symptoms, it'll be much harder for you. So things that you need to incorporate is high protein diet. Again, I've done another video on high protein, which I'll link in the description box below, but you should aim to have 30 grams of protein for every single meal that you have. That's going to keep you fuller for longer, and it's going to stabilize your blood sugar levels. You also need to have fiber-rich carbohydrates. So these are things like your vegetables and your potatoes. And that's going to keep everything moving, and that's going to also keep you fuller for longer. You're also going to need to add in more vegetables, so like your peppers, your cucumber, your tomato, your sweet corn, lots of different wide variety of vegetables. There's plenty out there for you to choose from. So you can have half your plate with fruit or vegetables to help make sure that your body is getting all the micronutrients that it needs. And finally, making sure that you have a balanced amount of healthy fats. Now, peanut butter is a healthy fat, avocado is a healthy fat, olive oil is a healthy fat. Healthy fats are extremely good for you. However, they're also very high in calories. So it's about having the right portion. So you just want to have a little bit of healthy fats just to make sure it's balanced. Peanut butter on a rice cake with some slices of banana on top. That's a great snack, especially mid-morning if you're feeling a bit peckish. It will keep you fuller for longer. It's getting those healthy fats in, and you're getting your carbs in as well. You might not be getting the protein in on that particular snack, but if you have a high protein breakfast, you should be okay if you're having a mid-morning snack. You don't have to have it, but if you are feeling peckish, reach for the fruit and vegetable sticks, or maybe just have something like that. If you'd like to do another video on all the different snacks you can have mid-morning and mid-afternoon, satisfy that hunger without reaching for the cakes, the sweets, the biscuits, or just trying to eat all the fruit, still not satiating you, and then you end up eating the cakes as well and you've actually had more calories. If you'd like me to do a video on that, please let me know. So adding those foods into your daily diet, into your daily meal plan, you are actually going to help your overall health and keep your blood sugar level, so we are not spiking or dipping too much where we're going to feel even worse, and as you experience the symptoms as well, they could get worse too. But what foods actually trigger our hot flushes? What is actually going to make it worse? Now, when I say this, that doesn't mean that you have to cut all these foods out altogether, because that's the last thing we want. We want a balanced diet. We want a balanced meals every single week. And that means sometimes enjoying the foods that you really, really like. But 80 to 90% of the time, you are eating a whole foods, healthy eating diet. And 20% of the time, you're enjoying life and having fun with friends and having that ice cream with your kid. So, but things that can trigger it are things such as alcohol, caffeine, very hot drinks, spicy foods. Those things can actually trigger hot flushes. So if you are going out for the evening and you are going to be going out drinking and you're going to be having some kind of spicy food, just be aware that you potentially could have a bit more of hot flush. You could potentially have more hot flushes, or they could be a little bit more severe than they were normally. So, but those foods can actually trigger the hot flushes if you are going through this phase of your life. It's not something that you need to cut out. It's just something that you need to be aware of. Maybe adding some extra fans in, getting ready to put some light clothes on when you go to bed, or anything like that. But again, in the future, I will do another video of how to prepare for hot flushes and what to do during them to make them easier. And one thing that I was told from a holistic therapist, which is a very interesting conversation, was that it can also be a mindset thing. So sometimes when we're going for a hot flush, we can feel quite panicked. Oh my God, I'm hot. Oh my God, I'm hot. But if you go, it's just a hot flush, it's going to pass. And then it seems to go quicker. And I actually tried it when I was telling this holistic therapist that I was starting to experience hot flushes. She said, in your mindset, when it happens, just say, it's just a hot flush, it's going to pass in a minute. And it actually went quicker because I changed my mindset about it. Might sound a bit odd to some of you, but it actually works. So if you are struggling, next time you go for a hot flush, take a deep breath, because hot flush, it's going to pass. This hot flush, it's going to pass, and it will just pass by. So other things that you can do to help when you're going through the hot flushes is, one, keep hydrated. That's really important. And as I record this, we are in the middle of a massive heat wave in the UK. But even if it's not hot, even if it is middle of winter, staying hydrated is going to be the most important thing you can do. Wear breathable clothing. Don't wear clothes that is too heavy. Don't wear clothes that is too tight. You want something a bit breathable. So this top here is quite a breathable top, and it keeps me nice and cool. And especially if you are going through a hot flush in a heat wave, which is not going to be pretty and not going to be enjoyable, you want something light and breathable to wear. The next thing is to try and keep your bedroom as cool as possible. I don't know about you, but my hot flushes like to come at me in the evening and at night. So trying to keep my bedroom as cool as possible, adding some fans, opening the windows, maybe even having a fan by the side of your bed that's not going to disturb your partner. Maybe have one of those paper fans that you can buy. But having a cool bedroom and wearing breathable clothing, especially at night, is actually going to help you go through these hot flushes that you may experience. And another big one is to start managing your stress. Stress can actually bring on more hot flushes. I think this is where mine has come from. I've been under a lot of stress the last 4 or 5 months, and this is where my hot flushes have started to come in. But actually being more stressed can cause your hot flushes to become more frequent and more severe. So trying to manage your stress by taking time out, by doing some deep breathing, by going for a walk, then that is actually going to help calm down your stress and manage your stress better. Because the more we can manage our stress, the less frequent and the less severe our hot flushes are going to be. And just before I say goodbye, I just want to say yet again that every single woman is different, and every single menopause and perimenopause journey is also very, very different and unique to you. So some of these things may work, some of them may not work, but it's worth trying all of them. Maybe not all of them in one go, maybe just one at a time, but trying them and see what works for you. Now just pick 1 or 2 of the things that I have said in this video and try that, but you're going to have to try it for at least 4 to 6 weeks to see any changes happening. If you try it for a few days and nothing seems to work, you haven't given it long enough for your body to adapt to these new foods and this new routine that is actually going to help reduce them. So you do need to give it a little bit of time to be able to get into your body to know what's going on, and for it to work the best way it can. If after 4 to 6 weeks it's not working, maybe stop that and then go and try something else. And finally, I'm no doctor, I'm no expert, than just sharing my knowledge, what I know, and hoping that it might help you in some way. If you feel that there is more to it and that you feel that you might need a little bit extra help, go and speak to your GP, go and find a dietitian or a nutritionist, and they'll be able to help you a little bit more with your needs and with your unique way. I would love to know from you, are you experiencing hot flushes at all? Are you incorporating any of these foods into your daily meal plan? And if you are not, which one are you planning on starting with first? Let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you, and my next workout video will be out in the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next video.